So we'll do maybe 10 minutes of questions if we need that much for the panel here. So if you could just address your questions to whatever speaker or your question, then the appropriate speaker might be able to answer. I'll try to get down with the microphone so we can actually hear what you're saying. So do we have questions for these folks? One over here, okay.
Yeah, what's the status of the bat population?
Status of the bat population. Who wants to answer that one? Abby? Maybe? Or if there's anybody else in the audience that's an expert?
Yeah, well, I am not the expert in the bats, but I mean, I think there's evidence that they're making tiny incremental improvements annually. That's all I can say.
Okay, any more questions? Try to get the microphone around to people. Hand up, okay. One over here.
Last week I opened the door to my wood burning stove in my workshop, which is a two-story building, and out flew this bird. I think it was a grackle, but could it have been a chimney swift? Because it had the look of a grackle.
I don't know if people heard that, but he opened his wood stove and there was a bird. He wasn't sure if it was a grackle or a chimney swift. Do we have a speaker for that one? Okay.
Yeah, it's probably unlikely it was a chimney swift. They have that like similar gray kind of body, but they are a lot smaller than a grackle. They'll also look quite a bit different in the chimney, whereas like they kind of cling to the side. They don't really stand upright on the floor of the chimney like a grackle would.
Probably was a grackle.
He was in a European star. They looked for cabins, so they didn't go all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that is likely for sure.
Yeah, Donna said it might have been a European starling, just in case anybody, she said they get in her stove all the time, so I don't know different birds. I'm not a birder, so. Any more questions for these folks? Okay, there's a hand down there. Just bring this down. Sherman Embry has a question.
Could you comment more on the range of species and used by iNaturalists or included in iNaturalists for identification? Is it grasses, plants, birds, animals, trees? Does it include geology, rocks, soils? Could you comment a bit more on the range of identification included in iNaturalist?
Yeah, sure. So it's all living things, iNaturalist. So anything that's living, it can identify. It's also global. It's not just here anywhere. As I use it all over anytime I travel. So it does have like global range ID, which is really cool. But yeah, all living things, not rocks or geology or anything like that. But yeah, your birds, plants, insects, mammals. It doesn't have to be necessarily the animal itself. It can do scash or tracks as well.
Any more questions for anybody? Just put your hand up and I'll bring the microphone over. A little bit more time here. No questions? Okay, just don't leave. I got a couple things to give you and then we'll do some door prizes. Well, thank you very much, panel, for your presentation.